Hi everyone, this is Nick from Canada Watch, bringing you updates on Canadian politics and current events. Our top story today are further developments regarding announcements made by the federal government last week regarding the future of pandemic support programs. With the Canada Recovery Benefit Program officially over, new information has been revealed that the new proposed Canada Worker Lockdown Benefit would only be accessible to workers who are subject to a full provincial lockdown and would exclude other types of public health restrictions. NDP MP Peter Julian has been highly critical of this decision. He cites that the decision to end the program came with only a few hours' notice, and that the proposed structure of the new benefit could leave up to 880,000 Canadians unable to qualify despite facing restrictions such as capacity limits in bars and restaurants. Conservative MP Tim Upal also weighed in on the matter. He said that the delay to return to Parliament has made it difficult to provide substantive information on the program, and that the House of Commons should resume promptly so that debate and analysis can begin on the proposed changes to these income and business supports. Responding to these concerns, Employment and Workforce Development Minister Carla Qualtrough said that the government has plenty of experience working with the opposition parties, and that they would continue to ensure limited disruption to the benefits during the fourth wave. She also revealed that individuals who lose their employment because of their vaccination status would not qualify for the new proposed benefits. With new legislation being required to implement these new programs, it appears that there is much debate to be had between the major political parties regarding their implementation, and that future negotiations could affect the final details of the program. Our second story today involves growing debate over the allocation of seats in the House of Commons being proposed by Elections Canada. Every 10 years, Elections Canada reviews census information and recommends changes in seat distribution based on population. This week, they announced the number of MPs in Ottawa will increase from 338 to 342, and that Quebec would lose 1 seat, Alberta would gain 3 seats, and that Ontario and British Columbia would gain 1 seat each. Bloc Québécois leader Yves-Francois has spoken out in opposition to the proposed changes, stating that Quebec's officially recognized status as a nation should ensure that its power in Parliament is protected, and that, if anything, an additional seat should be added for Quebec. Quebec Premier François Legault also raised his opposition to the proposal, saying that Quebec is the only province to lose a seat in this redistribution, and he challenged Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to ensure that Quebec does not lose a seat. In response to these concerns, Election Canada's Chief Electoral Officer said that the recalculation is an independent and non-partisan event, and that they exercise no discretion as to how many House of Commons seats are allocated to each province. The opposition raised by the Bloc Québécois and the Quebec Premier could hold significant weight when Parliament resumes, as the electoral seats within the province are seen as critical in the electoral math for any party to form the government. Our final story today involves interesting comments made by one of the leading venture capitalists in Canada regarding the future of remote work in Canada. Critical to the functioning of the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic, many companies whose workforces normally work from the office adapted their company structures to allow remote work during the pandemic, and there is growing interest as to how many of these companies will continue these practices in the long term. In comments made at the C2 conference in Montreal, Innovia Capital's Chris Arsenault said companies need to consider limiting remote work going forward, or risk losing their best and brightest employees to big technology companies. Chris acknowledged that remote work is an effective way to create value and deliver products. However, he claimed that this will lead to workers being more autonomous, and that technology companies such as Google, Shopify, and Facebook will use their deep financial resources to poach talent from small and medium-sized businesses, leading to a talent drain in these businesses and a constant need to train new employees. These comments come as recent surveys among the Canadian workforce suggest that a sizable number of Canadian employees are interested in working remote permanently due to the increased quality of life resulting from a limited commute, and are even willing to accept reduced salaries for the opportunity to work remote. With the labor market facing high volatility and fluctuation, prospective candidates could set the expectation for the opportunity to work remote, and businesses will face the challenge of balancing employee demands with executing a long-term strategy for talent development. That's it for today on Canada Watch, where we bring you news on Canadian politics and current events. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Every bit of engagement helps. And if you have a story you would like to see covered on Canada Watch, please feel free to let us know in the comments below. See you next time.